Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Crimi-Trent. We're working on a wet and wet technique again today with a hummingbird and flower. Simple, easy, kind of quick tutorial. So let's get started. Okay, so first I'm going to draw out the hummingbird real quickly. It's pretty simple. Here's the pointy nose. You bring it down in a curve it down like this. Bring his top head. It's like a little S down with body, and then we're going to put the wing here and wing here. I mean, it's going to be very loose. Yeah, so this is going to be painted like just very loose water here, and the flower will really be loose. Just be this simple loose flower as well. Everything's going to be loose, so even drawing it out kind of doesn't make sense, but anyway, I've drawn it on my pad of paper here. I've got many brushes. I think I'll be using my Grumbacher, as I always use, for a large area. Grabbing some water, and I have all the paints here mixed up. I have like this bright turquoise with Dr. Martin's turquoise, very bright. And then I have regular turquoise to paint. Some yellows, the medium green, the rose paint. These are two paints. The purple dioxide here, mixed over here. We're using blacks and browns. So the birds are fairly bright, so we're going to make him kind of bright and loose. So I'm getting water on my brush, as you can hear. Clank, 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 clank. See, in this dirty old cup. I have my Arches 100% cotton cold pressed paper. We sketched on here, and let's get started. I am actually going to get him a little wet. I'm painting the water like around his body, except the eye part. So I'm just getting it wet, just in the body itself. Not super wet, but wet enough. Let me add some of this green, this bright green. Just gonna dab it on top here, let it bleed. Grab some of this bright turquoise, let it bleed in here. Same over here. You can see that. In this area, I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to grab some of that rose. Just dabbing it in here. It's bleeding out. Grab some of that purple we talked about. Dabbing it in here. So it's all kind of bleeding into each other. Very colorful, kind of like a rainbow bird. I am going to clean up my brush and like move stuff around, so. Gonna grab some of this blue over here. Oops, a little too bright. So I'll grab some cobalt. I'll throw that in. Then I'm going to get some browns. This is raw umber. See how I get this really wet? I'm throwing some browns. Go back in and throw in some more turquoise and some green. Taking away some of this bright purple. Adding this brown in. A little over the red down here. And the bird the bird was a little dry, so I went back in and put some water in here. Gonna add some dark black tones behind his neck over here. And some of that bright blue turquoise as well. Clean my brush, grab some of that rose, put some of that down in here. Some brown on the edge here. See, it's just bleeding into it. Now for the wings, Gonna get some of that brown, go out like this, go out like this. It's gonna be fairly fast. Then I'm gonna get wet underneath it, like so. I'm gonna add some of that raw umber. Clean my brush, grab some splashes of this turquoise. It's a little too bright, so I'm gonna swipe some of that away. Just kind of making it really colorful. See, adding some blue. Put some lines down like the wings. Getting some of this, oh, it's a little too bright. Get some of the regular turquoise. I'm gonna actually splatter it a little bit. Gonna have fun with this today. And with the purple, gonna go in up here, add some more purple, have it bleed out a little bit. And here too. Dab some of that purple. This one is bleeding out too much, so I'm going to swipe it up with my brush. Again, going back in, adding some more color. It's very loose, as you can see. Bird. I might have lost his little definition over here, but that's okay. I can always add that. Some of that brown. If it bleeds, I can add some of the real details later. Once it's go back in and add some more turquoise here. Clean my brush, add some more pink. Because he's one colorful dude. Don't want it bleeding too much over here. And the purple is pretty important. And get his little beak. I'm just using the tip of this brush. Going back in, adding some greens. This is just a wet on wet, so you're playing with the color, pushing it around, moving it around, getting it to where you want it to be. This is still too wet, so I'll add details in a bit. Gonna work on, I'm gonna take some of this off, the flower. Grab some of this rose, get it fairly wet. I'm just gonna fill, I'm using the same brush pretty much for almost all of this. Just making some petals. It's just a simple flower. Make one down here. Leaving the middle for the stamen. Gonna let this dry before I add on more detailed colors. Gonna get some green. I'm mixing that bright green with some burnt umber. Putting in the stem. Adding in the leaves. Very simple. In this area, grab some indigo, mix with that. you can splatter over in this area as well. I would grab some of that green, just hit that. Oops. So it doesn't look bizarre that that's all splatter and this is not. And I would clean your brush, and I would grab some of that rose, splatter some of that also. It's splatter day for Saturday. Boy, that rhymed. Am I so funny? This is still wet, but I'm going to go back in and grab some concentrated brown with some black. Let's see if I can try and, still bleeding. Add some detail. It's not letting me, so I'm probably going to have to dry this before I go back in and add some nice fun detail. And same with this. See, the green bled a lot into this pink. And I'm going to take my brush, clean it, use it as a mop, soak it up. Then I can go back in and add that rose back in. All right, so we're going to dry this and come back. Once you have him fairly dry, you can take the brush, you can go in and add some of those deeper tones of the rose, which is just more concentrated of that particular color. If I want to add in some crimson, I'll add a little bit of that. And I'll go in and I'll put some lines in. I showed you how to do that in many tutorials. So you're getting more depth with this flower, definition. This particular petal, I'm going to make it pretty dark. Just pull those lines out, even to the edge. Same thing with the bottom one. I'm going to have your brush. I'm going to grab some brown, burnt umber mixed with some black. And then I can go in and do these wings that I was talking about. Just giving this more life. Getting the details in. Just using the point. So basically I'm kind of outlining his body with the darker colors, putting in little wing details that we're missing. You can do the black eye. Always leave a halo. If you can't do that, you just take some gouache and make a dot. Again, adding more of the wings. See that? And go back and add some of the color to it since it washed away a little bit. Add back in some of that green and blues, turquoise, just to brighten it up. It's a little too green. I'm gonna add some more turquoise to that. Same thing down here. The purple got faded a little bit. I'm just adding some more details of the wings. touch of yellow. Splatter that a little bit. Just moving it around. Having fun with this guy. I'm going to go back in and add some yellow stamens. And then grab some of that burnt umber, mix it black. Just these lines attaching to them. I still feel like I want to add some more bright green splatters. Some fun down here. You know, do what you feel like you want to do, as always. Some more bright pink in here. Shadow. Again, splatter that. I've gone a little splatter crazy. Splatter Saturday, I guess. But that's basically how you can do a wet on wet, simple hummingbird. That's fun. And go back in and add that detail, kind of get bled again, which is fine. And there you have it. Super Saturday hummingbird. Anyway, it's just a simple, fast wet on wet technique. It can be kind of fun. You can just go around this whole area and wet it and add some more fun color to it. Like I said, play around with it. It's supposed to be fun. Very simple. So I hope you like this tutorial today. If you do, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm enjoying all your comments, and yeah, I guess that that one art therapy video was hilarious. Still getting comments on it. Anyway, it should be all figured out next week. Have a great day.